Hey guys, just a real quick video here update regarding schools and school openings here. Here in British Columbia, they're trying to make it seem like we need to go back to school. And here's the thing, here's my view of all this. Now, if you look at it from the perspective of other people who are fearful and scared of this virus. Now, if I was scared of this virus, and if I thought this was a real deadly pandemic, why the hell would I send my kids back to school in classes of 30 in a small confined area? If this was a real deadly pandemic, and that's why you have social distancing, and that's why restaurants are half full, losing half of their income, mind you, how is it that we can have a classroom full of children? Why would we risk the lives of our children in order for them to get an education? Isn't their health more important than learning at this time in all of our lives? If this is such a deadly pandemic, why the hell would I risk my kid's life? Right? Because they're making us seem like this is such a deadly pandemic, but at the same time, they're telling us schools will be open. Well, here in British Columbia, I don't know where you are, but here in British Columbia, they're saying the schools will be open September 10th next month. So, but in the same token, the media is talking about surging cases and a possible lockdown. So, what I'm trying to get at here, the point I'm trying to make, is they can't have it both ways. They can't scare the shit out of us and scare us into thinking this is such a deadly disease, while in the same token, wanting us to bring our children back to school. And on another token, so you're allowed to bring your kid back to school, 30 kids in a classroom, but then, my kids go to a private school. There's a church in the same property, a really big church, and they're only allowed to have a capacity of 50. So once again, if this is a deadly disease, you're only allowed to have 50 people in a church setting. How is it that you can have a school with hundreds of children and not worry about that? So going to church is bad, but sending your children to school in a closer setting, 30 kids in a classroom setting compared to 50 people, 50 church goers in a large church. Once again, hypocrisy at its finest. Everywhere you turn in this pandemic, there is complete hypocrisy. Nothing makes sense. Nothing is logical. If this is a real pandemic, then why would you even have kids go to school at all? If this is such a deadly disease, everyone's dying and it's very contagious, why would I send my kids back to school? How does that make any sense in anybody's mind? Why would I risk my kid's life and send them back to school so they can get a contagious disease and possibly die from it? If this is a deadly disease, right? They want to scare the shit out of us, but in the same token, they want our kids to go back to school. Like, why are there such double standards? These people in government, these health officials, the media, they can't have it both ways. Either it's deadly or it's not. If you want us to trust you, if you want us to bring our children back to school, then stop scaring the hell out of everybody. Stop talking about the deaths and the cases every day. Because a logical a person who believes in this virus, why would they send their kids back to school? They wouldn't if they're smart. But there's a lot of sheeple out there who's scared shitless, wearing masks everywhere. But in the same token, as long as the media says, as long as the government says, as long as the schools say to bring your children back, guess what? They will, because they're fucking idiots. No common sense, no brains. Let's be logical. If it's real, don't bring them back to school. Right? If it's a deadly disease, why would I bring them back? If it's not deadly, then let's open everything up. You can't just have the schools open, but the churches half full and the restaurants half full and the borders closed. You cannot have it both ways. It just proves that there's something nefarious going on here, proving this is not as real as we are led to believe, unless they just want us to kill our kids and by bringing them back to the schools, which I don't think is happening. I simply do not think this is a legitimate deadly virus the way they want us to believe it is. The media is scaring the hell out of us. So you cannot have it both ways. Either it's deadly or it's not. Pick your poison and that's it. You're done. Don't go back and forth with and tell us 1 minute it's deadly and the next minute it's not. It just doesn't work that way. A disease is a disease is a disease. Or a virus is a virus is a virus. If this is a virus and it's everywhere, then it's everywhere, meaning churches, meaning malls, meaning restaurants, meaning community centers, meaning gyms, and more importantly, meaning schools, meaning classrooms. Okay? Stop falling for this fucking crap from the stupid government, the media, and all these lying scumbags. They're always playing head games with us, and it's so easy to see their crap. And it's never stopping. It's nonstop crap. So what are you guys going to do? Please leave a comment below. Are you going to send your kids back to school, or are you going to just say, you know what? I'm going to leave them at home. For me, I want to leave them at home. I don't want to play games with these people. I don't want to play games. I don't trust them. I don't want my kids near any other schools for the simple reason that I do not trust anything they say. So they can have their pandemic, and that's it. If it's a real pandemic, I'm keeping my kids home. F you.